As we enter the final hurdle for the UEFA Champions League qualifying campaign, only 6 spots are up for grab. But is the return of the two-legged affair. And I got my match day 1 or predictions for League 1 coming at ya next. We'll take a look at the UEFA Champions League playoff round, leg 1. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, and of course Champions League related. World football, boys, we're going to all here under one Ruski, boys and girls. So yes, of course, a little bit late to the game, but we are here, of course, to take a look at those games and, of course, look back at our predictions last time around. But before that, I want a big shout out to the VIP gang, all 19 sweet, sexy bad boys. That is my patrons. And we're talking Omar Esquivel, Olaji Ojo, Joachim Johansson, Cody Coho, Aztec Marky Bar, Constable 976, Jack Holmes, Nathan Heaver, Jack Wiggins, Russell Sposs, John Sperm, Bianca Muller, LG and Cow, Chris Wilson, Ultra Obermira, William Shepherd, Daniel Mellor, Tom Clark, and of course Dylan Goddard. Respect to all those VIPs for supporting the channel behind the scenes, a la Patreon. Now, if anyone else is out there thinking, you know what, yeah, I think this guy could do with a bit of a boost, we'll get into the link down below. There is a link to patreon.com/Roverseas. Check it out for all your leisure. It does give you some perks and privileges, which I'm going to be revamping shortly. It's just been absolutely mental these past few weeks. Like, games are coming thick and fast. I'm late to this party, boys. The games kick off in just 2 days' time or something like that. So I do apologise for that, but we're going to cover it anyway. So let's jump in the deep end, of course, and take a look at how we all got on last time around then, shall we? So let's jump in the deep end, of course, and take a look at the games, the results, my pickaroonies. My picks are on the left, the real scores on the right, and I tell you what, not many of us did very, very well. No one really came out of this glowing, but there was a few guys who got close to the money, but I am not one of them. Now, these games did take place on the 15th and the 16th of September. It was just last week. Ferencvárosi, they actually got squeezed through past Dinamo Zagreb. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Zagreb, but it was 2-1 the other way. Ferencvárosi celebrating, of course, coming out of Hungary. Giorgio Ledevenka got the first goal for Ferencvárosi with Mutso Udzini with big fat OG levelling for Zagreb before Mutso Udzini restored his pride and got his club through to the playoffs round, boys and girls. So Ferencvárosi coming out top with an upset. Another upset in the Midtjylland Young Boys Burn game, as it ended up as a 3-0 win for Midtjylland. Goodness gracious me. Jordan Leffert with a big fat OG giving Midtjylland the lead. Andres Stryer and Malabai giving Midtjylland the win. I actually went with the 1-0 win for Young Boys Born. How wrong was I? Next up we have Maccabi Tel Aviv. They took on Dinamo Brest, and I got this one bang on the piss and nose, boys. 1-0 winners. Dan Bilton with a big fat penalty giving Tel Aviv, the Israelis, the shot at the old playoff, and they'll be there alongside Molde, who came through a squeaky game against Quarabag. 0-0 on the night. Penalties was the saving grace for Molde in the end as they came out on top. AC Omonia, they actually ousted Red Star Belgrade. Unbelievable. 1-1 final score. Michael Luffner opened up scoring for Nikosia with Mikko Ivanovic getting the goal for Red Star Belgrade. But they tumbled out on the penalties. Meanwhile, another team tumbling out. Another juggernaut for me was AZ Alkmaar. They crashed out to Dinamo Kiev. 2-0 winners in the end. A lot of people got this one right. Gerson Rodriguez and Mikko Shapachenko got the goals for Dinamo Kiev to give them the win. I actually went with a 3-1 win for AZ Alkmaar. PAOK also ousted Benfica. What is going on? Goals for PAOK came in from Dimitris Kananoudis and Andrius Shavinkovic, with Rafa with a big fat late equal consolation goal for Benfica. But it was too little too late. PAOK through, Benfica out. Genk, they did oust Rapid Vienna in the end. 2-0 winners for Genk. Goal scored from Nicholas Dorsch and a penalty from Yoman Roman Rybachuk. And it was another goal for Rapid Vienna, Yusuf Demir, to give themselves a bit of consolation. And I actually got myself 2, which is pretty terrible. It is absolutely terrible. What does that do? That would put me in the shit-faced gang, boys and girls. But if you get 3 to 5, you're in the straight-faced club. 6+, I don't think there's any of those. You're in the top banana. So let's get into it, of course. Let's take a little look at these bad boys. Hopefully all the Patreons are respectively shown. And I think they are. So let's get into it. Torpedo. Don't know what you did, but Gaming Charge and Gash. Oh my God, they're all over the place. Bianca Muller did all right. Alaganga did okay as well. Curtains are not too shabby. Who's that fella down the back? Oliver Queen did bits. Who's that? Victor Carvalho, not too shabby. Chinjango Oliveira, they're all over the place. He did all right. Master Fighter did bits. LG and Cal, respect to you, sir. Farina Lepetrin, also respect to Bianca Mulner as well. She did very, very well as well. Stiley 8 did okay. Omar Esquivel, not too shabby as well, and he's also at Le Patron as well. ABC did poop. Ilmicha did Arasa, Issa did gash. That fella did gash. Jerome Lenders also did poop. Devante Caprice, gash. Hans Verse, poop. Yannick Bustler, garbage. Football Mapper, stinking. Jan, garbage. Costas K, poop. Shane O'Donnell, garbage. And Torpedo, he did all right for himself in the end. Next up, we have another fella. Don't know what you did. You did all right. Milinkovic did all right. Slavia not too bad. Who's that? Shaji Badish did all right. Screenshot Mania did all right. Not too bad. Who's this fella? Serbian Predictor, not too bad. For the Moon did all right. Who's that one? Who's that one? Red Star Fan did okay. Igmar Logenze did not too shabby. Israel Riot Gas or something did all right. ABC Vassville did okay. Who's that? Matt Gunner not too bad. Who's that one bottom there? OK Team did okay. Bossio Matter not too shabby. And Kodiko, legendary. But he did poop this time around. So that is that. Of course, come back for your next predictions for these final 6 games. It is a 2-legged affair. We've got leg number 1 coming at you right now. And those games will take place on the 21st, the 22nd and the 23rd of September. So let's get into it. Take a look at these games. Then shall we start with Slavia Prague taking on Midtjylland. They've not played each other heading into this. But I want to let you know that heading into this, Midtjylland are actually back-to-back wins for themselves in both Champions League football and Danish football. They beat Lindby last time around just yesterday, and they also have come into the back of this on the win over Young Boys Bern, a big strong 3-0 win. They actually not conceded in either of those 2 games. Meanwhile, Slavia Prague coming to this on a 4-game winless, unbeaten streak. They did draw with Teplice last time around in the Czech league there, but they also picked up a draw against Pavel Dubijovic. Meanwhile, heading into this match, they've actually kept a clean sheet in 6 of the last 8 matches in the Champions League, where Slavia Prague have actually failed to win their last 6. And I should be able to give you the odds on this one. Heading into this match, we'll get to you in just a second. Where is it? Please have it. The odds for this game, Slavia Prague are actually 6-4 red hot favourites for the victory in the first leg. 30-5 is your draw. 7-2 is your away win on this bad boy. Of course, Slavia Prague coming out of Czech Republic and the Midtjylland coming out of Danes on this. It's a tough one to call this one, but I've got my fingers pointed to Slavia Prague to get the first leg. 2-0 winners in the end. It will give Midtjylland a little bit of something to do, a little bit of graft, and they can make it a real competitive game in the end. But I'm going to go with the home victory on this one, Slavia Prague, to take that one to the house. Next up, we have Maccabi Tel Aviv coming out of Israel. They're going to be taking on Red Bull Salzburg. Now, these two sides have never played each other before, so this will be the first occasion of 2. Remember that. Now, coming into this, Tel Aviv did beat Dinamo Brest last time, and they also picked up a draw out in Israel to take it on another Tel Aviv side, 2-2 in the end. Not the greatest form, actually, just 1 win in 3 in all competition. Meanwhile, Salzburg coming to this, just 1 win out of 1, really. I think their season hasn't really started yet, to be honest with you, so they might be a little bit rusty. Tel Aviv actually won the last 3 matches in the Champions League. They also kept a clean sheet in the last 3 matches, so they're going to be a little bit stubborn on this bad boy. The bookies, I'll tell you the bookies odds on this one. It is, we've got 4-1 for Maccabi Tel Aviv, long shot. 7-4 is a Red Bull Salzburg. 3-1 as you draw. I don't know which way I've gone on this one. That's right, I've gone with a draw, folks. I don't do many draws, but I'm going to go with a draw this time around. 1-1 draw for Maccabi. I think they would be happy with this to give themselves a little bit of competitive edge as they bring it back to Austria on the second legs. I'll tell you those second legs, they start on the 29th and the 30th of September. So we'll deal with a draw on that one. Next up with Krasnodar coming out of Russia. Mother Russia taking on PAOK coming out of Greece. Now these two sides have played each other a couple of times over the years. Back in the Europa League, back in 2015, it was a 2-1 win last time they played each other in Russia. Is it Russia? I'm not sure. It is Russia. And now these two sides, the scores last round was a 2-1 win for Krasnodar. With the goal scorers on the day was Adi and Jozinho from the penalty spot, with Robert Mack getting the equaliser or the consolation goal for PAOK in the end. Last time they played in PAOK was a nil draw. Heading into this, PAOK back-to-back wins for them, picking wins over Benfica and Besiktas. I don't think their domestic league is up and running. It might be. I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, Krasnodar come into this on the 7-2 win over Kimiki, and I believe that is in the Russian Premier League. Heading into this, PAOK have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches in the Champions League, where whereas Krasnodar actually can see at least 2 goals in the last 3 as well. Bookmakers odds on this one, 11-10 for Krasnodar. They are the favourites, so it's 11-10 on. 12-5 is your draw. 11-4 is your long shot on this one. I'm going with Krasnodar as well. Going with the bookies with a 3-1 win. Be sure to get your predictions in nice and early for that one. Next up, we have Olympiakos taking on AC Omonia. It's a Mediterranean affair, this bad boy. These two sides never played each other. I do recall them playing other Cypriot sides, Olympiakos, over the years. But anyway, they come into this 3 wins on the spin. One was in the Greek Cup, perhaps. The 2 previous victories were in the Greek League. So 3 wins on the spin, because he just got 1 goal in the process. Meanwhile, Olympic Nikosia, of course, managed by ex-Rover. I've got to give them a bit of edge on this one, but I think they're going to struggle in this first leg. They come into this with unbeaten run in 5, picking up a couple of draws and 3 wins as well. They've also drawn their last 3 in the Champions League, Olympiakos as well. Bookmakers odds will probably go PAOK on this one. They'll probably go with Olympiakos on this. So 3-1 on is Olympiakos for the victory. Omonia, Nikosia, 15-2, 7-2 is your draw. I'm going with a 2-0 with Olympiakos on this one to give them the edge. Of course, form heading into this is good. I believe the standard of football out in Greece is much better than that as Cyprus. But I do expect Omonia to give them a game when it comes back around into Cyprus in a week or so's time. Next up, we have Molde coming out of Norway, taking on Ferencvárosi coming out of Turkey. Is that right, or is it Hungary? It might be Hungary. Let me have a look. Ferencvárosi is, of course it is. Anyway, the last few games between the two sides, they've not played each other before, so that's good. But coming into this, Ferencvárosi actually won their past 5 games, stretching all the way back to August. A lot of these games taking place in Champions League qualifying, of course, and of course of the Hungarian League top flight. Meanwhile, Molde come into this just 1 win and 3, picking up a couple of defeats in the Norwegian League. They did beat Quarabag last round on penalties, so it's a bit of a shady win last round. Moving on, Molde were actually undefeated in 11 of the last 12 matches in the Champions League, where Ferencvárosi actually won the last 3 Champions League, scoring at least 2 goals in those last 3 matches. The bookmakers will find this one a little bit tough, but they're probably going to go with Ferencvárosi on this one. Molde, the odds on this one. Can I see it? There it is. 11-10 for Molde. They are the favourites. 23-10 is your draw. 12-5 is your away win. I will go with a draw on this one. I think Ferencvárosi will edge the tie on a 2-legged affair and get themselves through. And a 0-0 draw does wonders for. In fact, it's an okay result for Molde. If they get a score draw over in Hungary, then they'll go through. Next up, we have Dinamo Kiev. They're going to be taking on Gent, coming out of Belgium. Of course, now these two sides have played each other. In fact, don't just hold off on this one. Hold off on this one. Okay, then I just flipped them around. I think actually Genk are playing at home and Kiev are the away team now. I had to redo my prediction there. I think I was going to go one way, but now I'm going the other way. Anyway, these two sides have played each other a couple of times, going all the way to 2010. It's actually been 2 wins out of 2 for Dinamo Kiev. The last time they played each other was in Belgium, and it was around about August. Champions League qualifying campaign as well. It was a 3-1 win for Dinamo Kiev. Denis Hamish on the score sheet, Oleg Gusev and Artem Milivinsky as well on the scoreline for Kiev. Meanwhile, Oleg Kalabali on the score sheet for Gent. Meanwhile, they also played each other in Ukraine. It was a 3-0 win as well. Heading into this, Kiev unbeaten in 4. Their only slip up was a draw against Desna and the Ukrainian League. Meanwhile, heading into this one, Gent are just 1 defeat out of the past 5. That was against Open in the old Belgian Juniper League as well. The bookmakers odds on this son of a gun, I'll tell you, 6-4 for Gent. Tight one, this one, 21-10 is your draw. 9-5 is your away win, which means there's a little bit of spread on this one. It could go either way on the grand scheme of things, but I will go with Gent on this one to take the victory. 2-1 winners in the end, but again, it gives Kiev an away goal to boot, giving themselves the possibility of sneaking through the trapdoor next time around. Anyway, that's what I think will happen in, of course, the playoff stage first leg, and of course we'll have the second legs probably next week, hopefully a little bit earlier than this. And again, hopefully we'll have the old UEFA Europa Cup predictions as well. This one. Be sure to give this video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe as well. We'll do it all again very, very soon. Get your predictions in nice and early, of course. The prediction league will start after this bad boy, or after this 2-legged affair, as we edge into the group stages, boys. Exciting times. Be sure to give your video some love in, and also check out the description links to my other social media platforms are in the Twitter, Facebook, of course, La Patreon. If you want to support the channel in another way, that's the place to do it. Until then, though, I'll see you all next time.